Morning commute looking good so far, but the afternoon commute might be an issue because the campaign is coming to town. The Harris campaign in the form of Governor Tim Walz is going to come to Kentucky today.
Yeah, again, the vice president's running mate is going to appear at a fundraiser here in Louisville. Jim Stratman is live at the airport where Walz will touch down this afternoon. Jim, good morning.
Good morning, Grace and Eric. We expect Governor Tim Walz to be in town around 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's when his plane will touch down. He'll meet with some press members out here at Muhammad Ali International Airport before he heads to a private fundraising event around 5 o'clock this evening in downtown Louisville. From that point on, Governor Walz gets back on a plane because he has a lot of stops that he needs to make as we're just 13 days away from the election. Now, this may be a bit of an unexpected stop given that Kentucky went a bit heavy to Donald Trump in 2016 and 2020, but it just shows how much each of these campaigns are pushing here in the final days of the campaign season. And it has already been a pretty busy week for Walz. And Tuesday, he helped kick off early in-person voting in battleground state Wisconsin, where President Biden beat former President Donald Trump by less than 1 percentage point back in 2020. Now, Kentucky starts its absentee voting period today. Now, Walz also appeared at a rally alongside former President Barack Obama before heading to another event where he took some shots at former President Donald Trump's stamina.
Kamala and I are barnstorming everywhere. We're going on TV shows, interviews, podcasts, because you all know it takes a lot of stamina to run for president. It takes a lot of stamina to be president. So you have to wonder, how does Donald Trump think he's going to do that? Because he has no stamina to do this.
Vice President Kamala Harris was off the trail Tuesday, instead opting for some television interview spots. Today, she is expected to appear at a CNN town hall in Pennsylvania. Now, for former President Donald Trump and his running mate J.D. Vance, they have also been hitting those battleground states very hard in this last week. Vance out in Arizona, Donald Trump in North Carolina. Coming up here in the next half hour, we'll talk about their messaging as we head into the final 2 weeks of this campaign season. Eric, Grace.
Thank you. Today, in-person excused voting starts for Kentuckians. That means anybody with a valid reason can vote in person. In Jefferson County, the early voting polling location is at the Crown Plaza Hotel on Phillips Lane. Keep in mind, it's not open on the weekends. In-person excused voting is through the 30th, and then no excuse early voting will begin on the 31st. That's when anybody can go to the polls early. Early voting ends November 2nd. Election day is Tuesday, November the 5th.
You can check out a full list of early voting locations and the races you'll see on your ballot in our voter guide. We've got it posted for you under the GMK tab right there on our homepage.
New this morning, LMPD is investigating after a 16-year-old girl was shot. Police say the girl was dropped off at St. Mary and Elizabeth Hospital just before 10 last night. They determined the shooting happened near Cane Run Road and Shanks Lane in the St. Dennis neighborhood. The girl is expected to survive, but the people who dropped her off at St. Mary's reportedly took off before police got there. If you know anything, call LMPD's tip line at 574-LMPD.
6:05 now, a Bullitt County woman accused of killing her 2 sons last year is expected to plead guilty today. Now, the original change of plea hearing for Tiffany Lucas was delayed last week after the judge in her case could not make it to court. Lucas is accused of shooting her 2 sons, ages 6 and 9, inside their home. Her attorneys previously said she was legally insane at the time. Lucas had pleaded not guilty to the murders. According to the Commonwealth's attorney, there's no plea deal here. She's due in court in Bullitt County at 11.
This morning, prosecutors will present more evidence in the retrial of former LMPD detective Brett Henderson. He's accused of violating the civil rights of Breonna Taylor and her neighbors when he fired into her apartment during a 2020 police raid. In court yesterday, prosecutors showed the jury one of the plastic blinds covering a neighbor's sliding glass door. It had a bullet hole in it. They also showed the jury a gun used in the raid. LMPD Sergeant Jason Vance testified, saying he couldn't understand why Henderson fired into the side of the apartment. He added, quote, "If you can't isolate your target, you cannot shoot." Henderson has previously said he was trying to protect his fellow officers, and defense attorneys argue the case comes down to what the officer perceived at the time. Testimony is expected to continue today. Our team will be there, and the judge has said the trial could last up to 3 weeks.
And a heads up for you here. Authorities are now urging you to stay vigilant of scams related to gift cards. And it comes as police say 4 men were recently charged for distributing fake gift cards. Investigators say Saturday, close to 3,000 of them were confiscated from a St. Matthew's Kroger. They valued more than $1 million. Now, these men are accused of unsealing the cards, changing their PIN numbers, and then resealing them. Then, when money is loaded, that money is stolen, leaving a zero balance for an unknowing customer. Due to the scope of the scam, St. Matthew's police have involved Homeland Security.
It seems to be very far-reaching. These individuals, for the most part, appear to be coming from the California area. We have some information where they've actually traveled down through the Northeast, going to different cities and more than likely doing the same thing.
Police say to protect yourselves from scams like these, always inspect gift card packaging. If a PIN number is exposed or the card appears tampered with, don't buy it. Also, keep the receipt with the card and then pass that receipt along to the recipient. Finally, consider buying your cards directly from the company.
It is one of your top complaints, people asking where the lights are on Louisville's interstates and expressways. Now, a new task force is focused on addressing copper wire thefts. It's made up of city and state prosecutors, LMPD, recycling businesses, and the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. The group is trying to prevent theft by converting some lights to solar, but also stepping up city ordinances requiring recyclers to record seller information. Metro Council President Marcus Winkler says one of the issues the task force will tackle is capturing information when wiring is dropped off at those recycling centers.
I think right now it's just a picture of the ID and a license plate, so there may be some additional reporting requirements. I think, one of the things that we know is people bringing in burnt copper, so there may be some additional limitations around that. So those are all the things we're looking at to determine what are the appropriate guardrails that need to be put in place.
Both the Transportation Cabinet and AT&T are offering rewards for information leading to convictions of copper thieves. Tips can be made to the LMPD Anonymous tip line.